Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Club Meeting Season 3. When we last left off, we were in the final mod of the final episode, and we were learning the fates of characters we don't care about. Let's see, we got through the principal and Mr. Suji last time. So what's up with Mr. Williams?
Well, Mr. Williams still teaches. However, he collects no salary for it, due to a change that happened to him, as you will see.
So, why are you still doing this? Honestly, I love it, but also, it keeps me from getting a big head. It grounds me a little, you know? I understand. You'd rather be Jim Williams, high school English teacher, rather than Jim Williams, famous best-selling novelist.
Mr. Williams' well-received mystery novel series has made him one of the top 10 most well-paid fiction authors in the world. His breakout hit, Outsides, instantly made him famous a few years ago, but he continues to teach.
Exactly. Hey, continue working, controller. Wait. I still think of myself as a teacher first. Just one with a very successful side project. So successful your school is hosting a little meet and greet fundraiser. Yes. Look, I know you care about the school and that's why you're letting us do this.
This includes auctioning off signed copies of his book, a paid VIP meet event, and so forth. The proceeds go to the school district.
If you ever get uncomfortable with it, you let me know. I'm happy to shut it all down. You have every right to just be an English teacher here, and we don't have any right to capitalize on your celebrity. True, but I offered, and I'll continue to do it. It's for the kids, after all. Good on you, Mr. Williams. You guy, Miss Hirayama.
Miss Hirayama continued to teach for another 20 or 30 years. Then she retired suddenly, giving warning to no one. After that, no one knew what happened to her. Except for one person. And that person is only finding out today. She's not here yet. Either she's not coming or she will be here in the next 2 minutes. Or at least that used to be her habit. Miss Hirayama knows that Miss Ida is only ever late by approximately 5 minutes. Perhaps she's changed. Or not. Junko. Hello, Sumi. Can I hug you? Yes, just not for too long, please. Sita gives Miss Hirayama a tight but brief hug. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. You just up and vanished and no one knew where you went. It wasn't very nice of you to leave your friend with no idea as to your whereabouts for so long, you know. Which friend is that? She genuinely does not know. Me? I didn't know you thought of me as a friend. Well, of course I do. So where have you been? What have you been up to? I live not far from here. All the way out here? I mean, I've lived in the country before, but not this far. Yes, I live in this area. Sorry to make you travel so far. I thought the park would be the nearest convenient place to meet. As for what I have been doing, beekeeping. Beekeeping? Beekeeping! That's why I had you come here instead of to my home. It's fairly well populated by bees. That's also why I live here. It's excellent ground for bees. She spent the last 5 years of her teaching career researching the perfect beekeeping spot. At that time, she randomly encountered a magazine article about beekeeping and immediately became completely invested. I see. Well, can I ask you something, Junko? Yes? You came all the way out here to do beekeeping, but you didn't tell anyone. Like, no, you don't really have any family left. Does anyone even know you're out here now other than me? If something happened to you, who would notice? My cats. No one human. No, just my cats. In fact, that's why I asked you to come here. I'm getting old. Something might happen to me. If you don't mind, could you check in and meet with me on some kind of regular basis to make sure I'm okay? And if I'm not, can you make sure my cats are alright? It's important when you own an animal to make sure it's always taken care of, even if something happens to you. That is a critical responsibility. Now, this is also true of my bees. However, you're unlikely to have the necessary resources to take care of transport bee colonies. But I will provide you with a phone number. There's another beekeeper who will make sure my colonies are alright if something happens to me. You just need to call him if you find me dead or incapacitated. He'll come with a special truck. The truck is equipped with a... Junko, yes, I'm happy to check in with you. And to take care of your cats if something happens to you. And make sure someone takes care of your bees also. But Junko, do you just want me to check in to make sure you're alright? Don't you still want to be friends? It was really sad for me when you went off and disappeared. I liked spending time with you. If you don't really want to, that's fine. I'm still happy to take care of your cats and bees.
Again, it won't be you taking care of the bees. You are capable of taking care of cats, but not bees. Bees require special...
I know. I'll make sure someone else takes care of the bees, the person you want to do so. What I meant was, if you want, I'll just check in with you and help arrange things if something happens to you. But I'd really like to be friends again and spend time together every now and then. I missed you.
I'm sorry. I did not know you'd be sad. I would have told you where I was if I had known. I didn't know I was your friend. People don't usually want to be my friend.
Of course I'm your friend.
And if it's alright, every once in a while, I would like to spend time with you. I can show you the bees.
Oh, that sounds great. Since I'm already here, do you want to show me the bees today?
Today? Oh my, the frames are more disorderly than I would want for visitors usually. Preferably I'd want to arrange. It doesn't matter to you at all that the frames are disorderly, does it?
No, Junko, it doesn't. I'd just be happy to spend time with you.
Alright then.
That was her bizarre fate. Miss Ida.
What is most impressive about Miss Ida is how little things change to her. With a few important exceptions.
And so, when things like that happen, that's when we call it oxidization.
Wow.
Alright, it sounds like we're out of time. Don't forget to do the reading, pages 150 to 176. And make sure you have your goggles for next week. I'll have some spares, but not enough for the whole class.
This is a blatant lie. She always has enough for the entire class. The class starts to file out.
Asumi.
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there,
Oh, I guess the new principal's a woman?
ma'am.
Or maybe they always were?
Another fine teaching day. Yeah, this class is really getting into it.
They are. But this is in part because Miss Ida has gotten even better at teaching and developing student interests over the years.
And how was the literature club yesterday? Good. A little rambunctious. It's a big group these days.
The literature club now has 21 members and is the third largest group on campus, which is not a sports team.
You and the club's chair do a great job managing them. Yes, she's quite an experienced leader by this point. Indeed. Anyway, Asumi, I came to tell you that we got a call from your husband and your son is a little sick. He wants you to know. And I wanted you to take the rest of the day off.
Then why is she still Miss Ida instead of Mrs. Ida?
I have classes. Do you know what my predecessor told me when I took this job? That you were one of the best teachers in the school, but with no sense of when to stop or step on the brakes. Your son is sick. He needs his mother's care just as much as these students need their teachers, and probably more so. I checked your sick leave time and vacation time, and they are both maxed out.
They were just maxed out yesterday, in fact. This is actually a complex deception by the principal, Miss Ida's husband, and their son in order to get Miss Ida home for a vacation. Otherwise, she'd start burning unused vacation time.
So go home. Take some time off. Principal's orders. Why does this seem so familiar? But yeah, you're right. I need to avoid neglecting my family. Thanks for kicking me out the door. No thanks necessary. Go be a mom and a wife. Being a teacher will always be waiting here for you.
There we go. That's how it works out for her. Probably. The bathroom gang. So,
Well, this will be short.
thank God.
Let me show you.
Ah, perfect.
She sets down a stool in a basket and puts up an easel for the canvas. She takes some paints and brushes out of the basket and begins to paint. She hums softly. Hiroko went to art school after she graduated, but she didn't like the structure and repetition and dropped out. What she did learn about marketing herself was she made use of, and now she lives in a small house on the edge of a small town. Every day she goes out to paint. She makes enough off the proceeds of her art to fund her modest life. Occasionally she is featured in a national show or sells a painting of her large son. She could probably afford a more luxurious life, but for her, the life she has cannot be improved upon. And so she gives the money away when she has an excess. She almost never talks to anyone other than her shopkeepers and occasional friendly interactions with her neighbors. She has not talked to her friends from high school in decades. After a while painting, she puts her things away and looks again at her canvas.
Perfect.
Alright, that's happened to her. Ayami.
Yummy. Although Natsuki's bad friends, I know the least about her. But let's see what I can do. Another night, Ayami, another night. Go in and study, or go out and party. So for this month, it's been studying 10 times, partying 12 times, and neither twice. Doing okay in physics. Already prepped for the next class there. Do I need to go or get ahead? Ugh, I hate gen ed requirements. Fuck it, I'm going out. Might see Natsuki and Yuri there. Or at least Natsuki, huh? She ended up going to the same college as Natsuki and Yuri in this. And had stayed friends with Natsuki. She had gotten to know Yuri through Natsuki. All her life she had been a little afraid of and grossed out by queer relationships. When Natsuki came out, she had nothing or said nothing because she didn't want to anger her friend. Even still, since then she had been quietly confused and a little repulsed. But Natsuki and Yuri were her friends, and she was starting to get over it. But now, look at that, I'm narrating more than anything else. Probably because I don't really have any idea what will happen to Yami. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how she turns out. Time to call for a ride and get some free gaming done. Although some things don't change.
Hey, Leslie, hey, Kuko.
A few of the people you know from our world change as much as she does. Although she ends up working in a familiar place. Ugh, I'm so nervous. What if everyone hates me? You'll do fine, Ikuko. Just take a deep breath and relax. And remember that it is your classroom, and your kids need to change. Your kids needs to change the way they behave to fit your classroom.
And your kids needs to change the way they behave. Yeah.
And not the other way around. Just focus on making it a classroom they want to be in, and you won't have any problems at all. I have no idea what to do, though. Teach your subject. You'll soon have your own style for it if you don't already. I would help you find one, but I know as much about history as you do about chemistry. Hey, I got okay grades in your class. A very narrow C that was almost a C minus. You did. Not great, but okay. On a curve. But you kept going, and as I recall, you enjoyed the class even though you didn't get the best grades. That's what I want to know about. How do you do that? Keep students interested. I mean, I've read all the books and I know all the theory, but I don't have any experience. I don't know how to do it. Like I said, you just make your classroom a place your students want to be. The rest of it all falls into place from there. Do you like history? Are you enthusiastic about it? Yes. Then don't worry about it. Just go in there and teach. Worry about things that you could do better later. Just make it fun, however you can think of to do that. Alright. And I'll be your history teacher this semester. Now, the class is slightly labyrinth. Who wants to play a game about pirates? There's a sudden loud chatter. This is not what they were expecting. Alright, first we'll assign you to be your pirate cruise. Then, for practice, we'll learn about historical piracy and European Renaissance era trade routes with the New World. And then once you know your prey, we'll start on the game. This game will take a few weeks and you'll have to make new moves every day. As you can imagine, Ikuko ended up being a very popular teacher.
Yeah, make a game out of it. Family. So, okay, so these are the people who have their families. Oh wait, no, are we going through like... We're not going through like separate family members of each of these characters, are we? Because weren't they also on the club members? They were. Oh god, how many things are... It's fine, just keep going from the bottom up. Yuri's uncle.
After Yuri moved on, Shilpo got into late elementary school. Yuri's uncle thought the time was right for him to move out. He still helped babysit now and then, but with fewer kids in the house, he felt more in the way than helpful. Yuri's parents offered to let him stay on, but he had ideas of his own.
Yes, yes! If it attaches to a point on the side, then torque won't be a problem at all. It'll just be a matter of the extension length.
Who's the guy in that bath?
Oh, he's an inventor who comes here sometimes.
More like daily.
He likes to think about his inventions aloud, sorry.
Oh, it's alright. Seems like he's having fun at least.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Sir, again, I must ask that you keep it down. We do have other patrons. Right, sorry.
So, has he ever invented anything useful?
Actually, yes, all the time. Usually at least one of his inventions per day is useful.
Really?
Yep. He actually invented a special kind of water valve just for this bathhouse. He gave the technical documents to a manufacturer and we get them ordered special. Cuts down pretty well on heat loss. We save a small but significant amount of money because of him. It was this little way of going back, so we... Brilliant!
He splashes both of his hands enthusiastically into water.
Sir. Sorry, I know, I'm sorry, I'm almost done, I promise. So yes, we tolerate him a bit.
Excellent.
Oh, sorry. Barrel, yeah. Okay. When it was all stretched out like that, I couldn't tell if the letters were in the right order, but they were. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They're his parents.
This one is set fairly far into the future, as you will see.
Or they're dead. They're dead.
So that's it. Soap was off to college. We did it. We got them both to 18 and neither of them died or had anything really terrible happen to them.
Well, I mean, technically.
And they turned out alright, don't you think?
Still to be seen. But yes, they are good people so far.
Yes, they are. I'm so proud of them. And I'm proud of you. You ended up being such an amazing father.
I was tolerable.
You were wonderful.
We had a much better mother than a father.
Oh, stop. So what now? I never thought too hard about the ever after part of happily ever after. But it seems like I'm in it. We just grow old and die now.
Yes, but that's in the far future. There's still so much to be done between now and then.
Like what?
He puts one hand on her shoulder and another around her hip.
Oh my.
Want to dance?
More than anything.
She looks at him as though he were the only thing that exists.